proposed dorm plans are under review. The Common Council is meeting as we speak. We'll bring you there live.
Plus, comic lovers gathered on campus this past weekend. How GeekCon is trying to rewrite the narrative.
And new details surrounding the Maria Regina College fire. What city officials believe the cause is. News Live at 6 starts right now.
This is CitrusTV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
Syracuse University's plans to build new dorms is still waiting approval despite the university starting demolition. Hello and welcome to News Live at 6. I'm Max Williams.
And I'm Maria Achkar. Those demolitions are happening right outside our studio. Tonight, the city of Syracuse is discussing those proposed plans to build 2 new dorms on Waverly and Comstock Avenues.
Yeah, and that meeting is currently underway. The Common Council City Planning Commission is hosting the meeting to review the applications for both construction projects, but they won't vote on whether to approve it tonight. That will come at a later date. Demolition is already underway for Marion and Kimmel Halls, and the Comstock Avenue garage, which is right across the street, is set to be torn down in the coming months.
Well, the new halls are part of SU's effort to phase out South Campus student housing. The Planning Commission won't be voting on the proposals during tonight's meeting, but if the plans are approved in the future, these will be the first new dorms since Ernie Davis Hall opened in 2009. Well, the 2025 Syracuse University Scholars have been announced. 12 seniors are awarded as scholars, the highest undergraduate honor the university bestows. A university-wide faculty committee selected these scholars using criteria that includes coursework and academic achievement, independent research and creative work, and innovation in their disciplinary field, among others. The 6th annual Greek Art Confluence made strides this past weekend as it moved to SU's Goldstein Auditorium, with the event expanding each year. It continues to work towards its goal of creating inclusion and diversity in geek culture. Here's Caleb Plank on the event's mission.
Whether you're there to shop for collectibles, cosplay as your favorite characters, compete in fun activities, or just have a good time with friends, Geek/Art Confluence has something for everybody. As a celebration of geek culture, the wide range of activities and vendors lead to a diverse and welcoming community.
In terms of the panels and speakers that we try to have people who are, first of all, themselves a diverse group of people, and then to really have topics that specifically deal with that kind of content in some way. And we also just try to have, again, like a vendor base, like our vendors be also, again, a wide range of people.
An event like this helps to break stereotypes in the comic book world. As geek culture grows, there's a shift to make sure everybody has a spot in it.
I think in order to stay relevant, we all have to kind of look like the rest of the world, because the rest of the world is not just one race or gender. We all kind of we need to have that inclusivity in all industries for each industry to survive.
These events allow for all forms of expression and celebration.
It's always nice to see all kinds of different things. When I go to events like this, I like to see all the different art, and artwork is like, I don't mean just like drawing or painting. It is all kinds of things.
Reporting for CitrusTV News, I'm Caleb Plank.
Oh, scary.
Yeah, right? Caleb, thank you so much. That looked like so much fun. I wish we could have gone. I know Max and I are big comic book fans.
Yes. All right, well, let's turn to the weather now. It was actually pretty nice out today. Yesterday I played golf on Sunday. It was actually my birthday yesterday.
Oh my gosh, it was?
Yes.
Wait, first of all, happy birthday to Max, and I'm glad that you got good weather for your birthday. Today was okay. I walked outside, 50-ish degrees, but hopefully that these spring temperatures will be staying around, so we can only hope.
Yes. Let's go out to Riley Faye, who's outside on the weather deck. Hey, Riley, how is it out there?
Hey guys, yeah, happy birthday, Max. Unfortunately, it is freezing right now. It looks very nice outside. The sun is shining, so if you're just looking out a window, it's quite nice. And it is 47 degrees, which is a pretty standard temperature for March, especially here in Syracuse, New York. But it is very cold right now. The wind is about 11 miles an hour, but it's just making it feel chilly. It's making my hair go into my lip gloss, and unfortunately, the temperature is just going to drop down tonight. It's going to reach 40 degrees, which again, seems nice, but with the wind, feels pretty chilly. And overnight, there's going to be a feels like temperature of 36. So if you're out and about overnight, definitely bundle up. Luckily, no precipitation throughout the night, so it shouldn't affect any commutes tomorrow, but definitely make sure you're bundling up and layering. That's going to be kind of the theme for this week right now. A lot of people are walking by in coats. Even some people have hats and gloves out right now because although the sun is shining, it's still pretty cold out right now. Now I'll have more about what you can expect later in the week, later in the show. Back to you guys.
This property's been vacant for a long time, too long, and we've worked very hard and very closely with Home Leasing to get it back into productive use. We are still hopeful that this project will be able to move forward. Deputy Mayor will have more to share about that, but there's no doubt that this is a big loss for this neighborhood.
Mayor Ben Walsh there giving updates on the Maria Regina fire this weekend. City officials are reviewing camera footage to determine whether someone intentionally started the blaze that destroyed much of the college's main historic structure. City officials say a person was spotted on the campus shortly before the fire began Friday evening. The fire lasted for more than 24 hours before it was put out. Our Vanessa Shimoni will have more on the city's investigation tomorrow during News Live at 6.
Looking forward to that. We have some sad news to report tonight. A man is dead after jumping off a bridge over Interstate 81 on the north side of Syracuse this morning. Dispatchers say the man was pronounced dead at the scene. I-81 was closed to all traffic at exit 22 for over 3 hours today. All lanes were reopened around 8 o'clock this morning. According to Syracuse police, the death was ruled a suicide. All right, well, let's take a look at those roads right now. Looking pretty clear. I know it was a little rainy when we walked in today, but it looks like the rain is all good, and looks like a nice sunset, possibly.
Yeah, I mean, we can see, it's kind of approaching rush hour right now, so we can see that these cars are starting to pile up just a little bit, but nothing too intense. And yeah, I mean, like you said, we see a lot of clouds right now and a little bit of sunshine, so that's a little bit reassuring.
Yes, yes, things are moving smoothly there. All right. Well, have you ever been to a good old-fashioned indoor car show, Marie?
I don't, actually, maybe once. To actually be very honest, I think I actually have been to a car show. It was interesting.
Okay, all right. Well, there was one in Central New York this past weekend, so you missed that one.
I know, right? Well, our Izzy Leibowitz has the details on how this event brought together the Syracuse community.
This weekend at the State Fairgrounds, there's hundreds of cars, new to old. There are people that have been building cars for years, and then there's brand new mechanics. They show the importance of women in cars. Now here is Deborah, who considers herself born and raised in cars.
I just grew up with the cars. My family has been into horses and cars all our lives, and I got hooked.
Just kind of got it. She was in the garage, and she enjoyed it. And now they're in the garage every time I'm in the garage.
I'm into cars when I was about 12. My father and I restored a 65 Mustang for my brother, and I gave it to him for his 60th birthday.
Dan Brogan uses car building as a family bonding experience with his 3 daughters.
From stock to where it is now, I did it in 3 weeks with their help, and we were just in the garage every night after work, and they get and grab a chair, listen to music, dance around, hand me tools, fall asleep.
I decided to join their little community, even if I'm not the hands-on, and got a car of my own. Now, we're off. These 2 women have decades of experience under their belt, and they want to share their knowledge.
To get into it, if you're actually into racing and cars like that, just go to your local track.
Go to somebody that's older, somebody that's been doing it for years, and just start learning.
Don't let anybody tell you can't do something, just go and do it.
From building cars for years to being the new generation, here we get to see women in their car journeys. With CitrusTV News, Izzy Leibowitz.
All right, Izzy, thank you. Looks like it was a fun time this weekend. All right, Linzina Sutton, the parent who assaulted a teacher at Lincoln Middle School last year, has been sentenced to 2 years in prison and 2 years of post-release supervision. Sutton struck a teacher in her classroom after her daughter was asked by the teacher where she was the day before the assault. The teacher ended up suffering from a broken nose and a concussion. The teacher was present during the sentencing today, and she said that she is not ready to forgive Sutton.
Well, Syracuse postal workers are joining another postal workers across the country. It's because they're protesting the dismantling of the U.S. Postal Service. Around 100 workers gathered downtown yesterday to show the importance of mail carriers. Postmaster Louis DeJoy says he plans to cut 10,000 workers and billions of dollars from the Postal Service budget.
A nonprofit here in central New York has laid off 19 employees. This comes as the Trump administration cut off federal aid for refugee resettlement programs across the country. Interfaith Works, which has helped thousands of refugees start a new life in Syracuse, claims it hasn't been reimbursed by the federal government for expenses since January. Interfaith Works also cut the salaries of its top executive and decreased operational expenses. The organization says it will not cut the services it provides to the community.
A Cornell University student is facing threats of deportation after suing the Trump administration. The Department of Justice filed a request for Mamadou Tall to turn himself into U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement on Friday. Tall, a PhD student and U.S. visa holder, filed a lawsuit seeking to block the enforcement of President Trump's executive orders, which target universities and foreign national protesters. He has not turned himself in yet and says he is waiting for his time to be heard in court. The hearing for the lawsuit is scheduled for tomorrow, and that will be here in Syracuse.
Coming up after the break, the Trump administration is taking an appeal to the Supreme Court. What ruling they're fighting?
And plus, Pope Francis is out of the hospital. What his doctors are saying about his health. That after the break.
Dad, they took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
You're watching Citrus TV News, live at 6 with Max Williams, Marie Achkar, and Riley Fay. And now, your campus news leader continues.
Welcome back, everyone. The Trump administration is asking the Supreme Court to stop a ruling ordering thousands of federal workers to be rehired. Their appeal argues a judge cannot force the executive branch to rehire about 16,000 employees.
U.S. District Judge William Alsup ruled the terminations were improperly directed by the Office of Personnel Management. This appeal also calls on the Supreme Court to stop the federal judges who have slowed Trump's flurry of executive orders.
Second Lady Usha Vance is planning to visit Greenland. This comes as President Trump suggests the United States should take control over the territory. According to Vance's office, she will leave on Thursday and return on Saturday.
The delegation will, quote, visit historic sites and learn about Greenlandic heritage, end quote. Trump has suggested that he would buy the mineral-rich island during his first term. Denmark insists Greenland is not for sale.
Well, Pope Francis made his first public appearance yesterday after a 5-week stay at the hospital. He was treated for life-threatening double pneumonia. Francis has chronic lung disease and had part of one lung removed when he was young. Doctors say he should be able to resume all normal activities eventually.
But for now, Francis will need 2 months of rest at the Vatican. He is likely to refrain from meeting with big groups of people. Francis's return marks the second longest hospitalization of a pope in recent history.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
From the Citrus TV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. I mentioned earlier, last week we kind of got a tease for what spring or summer might feel like, and I was able to just wear short sleeve shirt and jeans, but unfortunately today you're gonna have to bundle up, and definitely throughout the week. Looking at tomorrow, it's just gonna be cloudy kind of throughout with a high of 42, low of 31. Wednesday, unfortunately, snow is returning for a little bit in the morning, so definitely be extra careful. Wednesday morning, wherever you're going, you might have to pull the snow boots back out. Unfortunately, dust them off after last week. High of 41, low of 28, but then Thursday, the sun will return. It's going to be partly cloudy with a high of 48, low of 33, and then the weekends, more snow, more rain. Friday, we're going to see some PM rain and snow, just depending on the temperature when it occurs. High of 40, low of 28, and then Saturday, like I said, rain, high of 41, low of 38. So definitely layer and definitely bundle up. Around the region right now, it's kind of the same. At Syracuse, it's about 47. Fulton, a little bit chillier. Fulton and Rome, about 44. Ithaca, 52. Rochester, 46. So kind of all the same around the region. So if you're traveling, always be careful, but there's no signs of flooding or no weather advisories right now. So Max and Marie, back to you.
Riley, thank you. I'm just waiting for it to get like warm so I can start those hot girl walks I do.
Hot girl walks?
Hot girl walks, yes.
Ooh.
I call it a hot girl walk. Me and Jake Morrell would talk about it all the time.
Good, you want a hot girl walk? I'll
Yes,
join you on a hot girl walk.
Okay, all right, sounds good. I'll see you there. All right, well, speaking of seeing you there, finding friends in the new city can be tough, which is something we are probably going to experience soon as we get ready to graduate, especially when you're an adult.
Well, there's actually a group right here in Syracuse that's tackling that challenge head on. Our Richard Mai has the story.
At the Magnarelli Community Center, a group has been building something that seems obvious.
I was looking for a community and I think I found it.
But the way they're doing it is a bit rough. So rough, they even need a ref to make sure they're training by the rules.
Black 2, cut!
The Salt City Roller Derby is Syracuse's only flat track roller derby league, and Morgan Jacobs is one of their newest skaters.
Well, I feel like making friends as an adult really is hard, and especially like moving cross country, starting somewhere new, having such a big life transition.
When moving to a new city, some people look towards their local basketball court to find their community. But for this group, it's this building right here and this track that help them find their protection.
Literally my best friends that I've ever met are from roller derby and I've lived with and are my emergency contacts on things, and like, it's awesome.
Marie Elena Jansen, known to her friends by her derby name, Malibu's Barbie, says the team isn't all about winning.
Boom, roller derby happened, and I got a family that I do like and a community that I do love, and I've never once questioned my place in, and I think that's really important for everyone.
But even when Jansen got sidelined by an injury, her friends were still there.
While I was gone, I still kept in close contact with all of my friends from Derby. That is what the community gave to me, the friendships outside and off the track.
When she's off that track, Jansen knows her friends are rolling along with her. Reporting in Syracuse, Richard Mai, CitrusTV News.
Coming up next in sports, both Syracuse men's and women's lacrosse had important tests inside the dome over the weekend. Plus, more players are out the door for Syracuse men's basketball. That's what's coming up next. Stay with us.
Welcome to Live from Studio B.
Welcome to another episode of Culturally and Technically Legal.
Previously on Survivor.
Welcome back to the Esports Juice Box, where we break down this week's esports news into digestible sizes for easy consumption.
Meet Norm. He lives with anxiety, but with the help of this latest innovation from Be Normal, he can be normal, just like everyone else. With the swipe of a finger, you can project happiness, confidence, machismo. Why settle for being real when you can be normal? The Normal Maker. New from Be Normal. This item doesn't really work because there's no such thing as normal. We're all different. What we like, how our brains work. In fact, 1 in 5 of us live with mental illness. Don't filter who you are. Start by talking to someone you trust. And remember, there is no normal.
Is well underway on the court. There's also been a fair share of madness on the turf in the world of college lacrosse. Welcome into sports. I'm Sam Reis. With a loaded ACC on the women's side and seemingly a new team at #1 on the men's side every week, this season of college lacrosse has been unpredictable as ever. That's why when 8th-ranked Syracuse women's lacrosse took on 21st-ranked Notre Dame yesterday, a win was far from a guarantee for the Orange. So let's go to the Dome to show you how it all played out in a matinee. A record-breaking crowd of 3,600 fans in attendance at the JMA Wireless Dome, and Syracuse set the tone early. Freshman Caroline Trinkus scored her first of 4 goals here less than 2 minutes into the game to give the Orange the early lead, but Notre Dame kept on fighting back. We go to the second quarter, and it's Kristen Shanahan with the snipe. That was a 4-0 Notre Dame run to give them a 5-4 lead. But then we jump ahead after halftime into the fourth quarter, and through traffic, Alexa Vogelman slots one home for SU, 10-8 Orange. Now, Notre Dame came within 1 at one point, but Caroline Trinkus, I mentioned her name already, she puts one away. 12-10 Syracuse at that point. Notre Dame did score late, but the Orange hold on for a 12-11 victory, and that's now 3 wins in a row for Syracuse. The main talking point after this one simply has to be the play of midfielder Caroline Trinkus. Only a freshman, she finished with a season-high 4 goals and has now scored 4 different hat tricks this year. Next up, SU hosts 11th-ranked Virginia on Saturday at noon. So the woman took care of business yesterday, and on Saturday, well, the men's team, they did the exact same inside the Dome. Number 10, Syracuse welcomed number 18, Colgate, to the Dome, and the Orange led throughout this one in a 16-12 victory, and 2 milestones were reached on the same goal in the first quarter as Joey Spallina provided an assist on an Owen Hiltz goal to get both of them to 200 career points. Spallina, listen to this, finished with 5 goals, 6 assists. That's a career best 11 points for the junior. And with 4 straight wins now, the Cuse finally begins ACC play this weekend when it faces Virginia down in Charlottesville. All right, so of course lacrosse season is well underway. We've established that, and Syracuse men's basketball wishes it could say the same, but for the 4th straight year, the Orange missed out on March Madness. And with another early end to the season, there are already multiple players who have announced that they plan on entering the transfer portal. Back on Friday, 3 days ago, guard Kyle Cuff announced he was heading to the portal, and then both Chris Bell and Elijah Moore followed pursuit over the weekend. Bell averaged over 9 points per game in his junior year and did shoot at a 42% clip from 3 in ACC play. Meanwhile, former 4-star recruit Elijah Moore averaged just over 5 points per game in his freshman campaign. So a lot of offseason work to be done for the Orange, but that's all in sports. Back to you guys, Max and Marie.
Sam, thank you so much. When we come back after the break, we'll have one last look at your weather. Stick with us.
Welcome to Live from Studio B.
Welcome to another episode of Culturally and Technically Legal.
Previously on Survivor.
Welcome back to the Esports Juice Box, where we break down this week's esports news into digestible sizes for easy consumption.
Welcome back to Citrus TV News. Now, I never thought I would say this, but I am pretty glad that tomorrow's going to be chilly because I don't think I want to see Max hot girl walk, but its time will come. Tomorrow it's going to be about 37 degrees at 8 a.m. when you're waking up, but there's going to be clear skies and it's going to feel like 30 degrees. Definitely need to bundle up tomorrow. Possibly hats and gloves. I hate to say it, but the end is near. Looking later in the day, or excuse me, throughout the day at 9 a.m. it's going to be 37 degrees. Again, clouds all throughout the day, but then it's going to heat up a tiny bit to 42 degrees at 2 p.m. and 38 degrees at 8 p.m. So it's just going to be chilly all throughout the day with clouds. So make sure you have your puffer coat, your sweatshirt, all the things that we're used to here in Syracuse.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Well, today is a very special day here on campus. Not only is it National Orange Day, but it's also Otto the orange birthday.
Yes, sorry to cut you off there. Happy birthday to Otto. I know all of us here can attest that we love seeing Otto on campus. Whether he's hopping around the football field or just around campus in general, it's always a good time seeing
scooting
Otto.
around too.
Yeah, scooting around too on the
scooter. Yes,
Very
I
true.
love that.
Very true.
My favorite Otto memory is when he was dressed as a disco ball for Halloween on his scooter. It was so happy, so cheerful.
Would I be the right height to be Otto?
I think so. I think me and you would.
Find out later on, because right now we're out of time.
Yes.
Thank you so much. That is Citrus TV News live at 6 for this Monday.
Don't forget, you can follow us on X and Instagram at Citrus TV News. Now for the entire Citrus TV News team, I'm Max Williams.
And I'm Maria Achkar. Have a great night, Syracuse.